I remember meeting Walter, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, just after he was discharged from the hospital. He had lost nearly 15 pounds during his 2-week stay, and most of it wasn't fat. It was muscle. He felt like a stranger in his own body, weak, unsteady, and more exhausted than ever. One morning, his daughter brought him a bowl of miso soup with tofu and seaweed. "Just try it, Dad. The Japanese eat this every day," she smiled. He took a few sips, and something shifted. It wasn't just the warmth of the broth, it was the feeling of being cared for, of beginning again. That small bowl became the first step in a quiet transformation. Today's video is inspired by people like Walter, who've rediscovered strength through gentle, thoughtful eating. We'll explore 5 high-protein foods inspired by Japanese culture that can help rebuild muscle, and 5 you may want to avoid. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from? And what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Why do we lose muscle as we age? It's one of the most frustrating things about getting older. You're eating almost the same, moving just a little less, yet somehow your strength seems to vanish. One day, you notice the stairs feel steeper, the grocery bags feel heavier, and getting out of a chair, that's a workout in itself. This quiet fading of strength has a name: sarcopenia. It's the natural loss of muscle mass that begins as early as age 30, but accelerates dramatically after 60. And while it's natural, it's not inevitable. The real issue isn't just age. It's that many older adults aren't getting enough high-quality protein, or they're not absorbing it well. You see, as we get older, our body becomes less efficient at using the protein we eat to build and repair muscle. This means that the same chicken breast or egg that worked wonders in your 40s might not be enough in your 70s. And when protein intake is low, especially combined with inactivity, muscles begin to shrink. What's more, inflammation, poor digestion, and even certain medications can make this worse. But here's the hopeful part. In Japan, elderly adults often maintain incredible strength and mobility well into their 80s and 90s. It's not magic. It's daily habits. They eat small, balanced meals rich in natural protein sources throughout the day, and they stay lightly active, walking, gardening, stretching. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that Japanese seniors who ate at least 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day had significantly higher muscle mass and better balance than those who ate less. That's more than the standard American recommendation, and it often comes from gentler, more digestible sources like tofu, fish, or fermented soy. What we learn from the Japanese approach is this: it's not about eating more, but eating smarter. Choosing protein that your body actually uses, paired with small, steady movements, can preserve muscle and restore confidence. What makes the Japanese way of eating so unique? There's something beautifully intentional about how the Japanese approach food, especially in later life. Meals are quiet, mindful, and often served in small, artful dishes. But it's not just about aesthetics. It's about balance, function, and respect for the body. One of the key principles behind the Japanese diet is shokuiku, a national philosophy that means food education. It teaches not just what to eat, but how and why. Children learn from a young age to listen to their bodies, to appreciate variety, and to eat until they are about 80% full, a concept known as hara hachi bun mi. This culture of mindful eating doesn't stop with childhood. As people age in Japan, the habits only deepen. They tend to eat smaller meals more often, and each meal includes a mix of vegetables, fermented foods, small portions of high-quality protein, and warm broths that are easy to digest. Take a traditional Japanese breakfast. It might include a piece of grilled fish, a soft-cooked egg, steamed rice, pickled vegetables, miso soup with tofu and wakame, and a small cup of green tea. Nothing heavy, nothing artificial, just layers of gentle nourishment working together. What makes this way of eating so effective for preserving muscle? First, variety matters. Each dish brings different nutrients: amino acids from tofu, omega-3s from fish, probiotics from fermented pickles or miso. These support not just muscle, but also digestion and inflammation control. Second, the cooking methods, steaming, simmering, grilling lightly, help retain nutrients and keep foods easier on the stomach. That means less strain on digestion and more absorption where it counts. Third, the protein is often plant-based or from fish, which is less inflammatory than red meat and much gentler on aging kidneys. And fourth, there's the emotional environment around meals. Meals are often shared with others. There's appreciation, calmness, and rhythm. No rushing or multitasking. A perfect example? Mrs. Takahashi, 89 years old, from Okinawa, still makes her own breakfast every morning. She starts her day with miso soup, a handful of leafy greens, a boiled egg, and a few slices of grilled mackerel. She eats while sitting on a cushion near the window, watching the light change, sipping tea slowly. When asked her secret to living well into her late 80s with energy, she smiled and said, "I never eat in a hurry, and I never eat until I'm full." 5 high-protein Japanese foods to rebuild muscle. When we think about rebuilding strength in later life, we often imagine lifting weights or taking supplements. But in Japan, the path to a stronger body begins somewhere much quieter, at the table. The Japanese don't eat for muscles. They eat for balance, for warmth, for healing. And yet, many older adults in Japan walk with steady legs, garden with ease, and even squat down without effort in their 80s or 90s. One reason? Their meals are full of gentle but powerful protein sources, easy to digest, easy to love, and deeply nourishing. Let's explore 5 of these everyday heroes. 1. Natto, fermented soybeans, unlikely hero of strength. To an outsider, natto might look a little strange, sticky, stringy, with a strong smell. But to the Japanese, especially the elderly, it's a quiet powerhouse. Made from fermented soybeans, natto offers around 18 grams of protein per cup, along with a unique enzyme called nattokinase, which supports blood flow and reduces inflammation, critical for aging muscles. More importantly, natto's fermentation breaks down complex proteins, making it easier for older bodies to absorb. This is especially helpful for those with slower digestion or reduced stomach acid. Many Japanese seniors eat natto cold over warm rice, sometimes with mustard or chopped green onions. One 82-year-old gentleman from Tokyo once said, "It's not just for the body, it clears the fog from my mind." Try it once, and you might be surprised how alive your body feels afterward. 2. Miso marinated salmon. Gentle strength in every bite. Salmon is already known for its omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation. But in Japan, it's often prepared differently, marinated in miso overnight, then gently grilled or baked. This adds depth of flavor and brings in the probiotic benefits of miso, a fermented soybean paste rich in amino acids. A 3-ounce fillet of salmon provides about 22 grams of protein, but the pairing with miso turns it into something far more digestible and healing. In Japanese homes, it's served with steamed greens, pickled radish, and a bowl of rice. A complete meal, soft on the stomach, strong for the body. Mrs. Aoki, a retired school principal in Kyoto, still prepares this dish every Sunday. It reminds me that food is a kind of kindness, she says. 3. Chawanmushi, silky egg custard with hidden power. This dish is like no other. Chawanmushi is a steamed egg custard, soft, warm, and deeply satisfying. It's made from whisked eggs, dashi broth, and small fillings like mushrooms, spinach, or some bits of chicken. Though it looks delicate, each bowl delivers around 12 to 15 grams of complete protein, especially when made with added seafood or tofu. And because it's steamed and smooth, it's ideal for those with chewing difficulties or poor appetite. More than that, chawanmushi is a calming ritual. The warmth, the texture, the quiet flavor, it tells your nervous system to relax. In Japanese retirement homes, it's often served in the evenings, helping elders feel settled and safe. If you've ever struggled with appetite in the morning or evening, this could be your new go-to. 4. Hayayako, cooling tofu. Comfort for summer muscles. On warm afternoons, when appetite fades, Japanese elders often reach for hayayako, a chilled block of silken tofu topped with grated ginger, soy sauce, and scallions. It's refreshing and light, but don't let that fool you. Just half a block delivers 10 grams of plant-based protein, along with calcium and iron. The addition of raw ginger boosts circulation, while scallions aid digestion. And unlike many protein-rich meals, hayayako requires no cooking at all. Just open, garnish, and enjoy. One man in Osaka shared that he eats hayayako every day after his morning walk. It wakes me up better than coffee, he laughed. 5. Miso soup with wakame and tofu, a daily ritual of repair. Lastly, no Japanese meal is complete without miso soup. At first glance, it seems humble, just broth with tofu, seaweed, and green onions. But inside this small bowl is a daily dose of 6 to 8 grams of protein, plus iodine, magnesium, and living enzymes from fermented miso. It hydrates, it calms, and when taken consistently, it helps maintain the foundation of muscle health, nutrient absorption, and digestive balance. It's also emotional food. A warm bowl of miso soup says, "You're home. You're cared for." In many Japanese families, this is the first thing served to elders in the morning. It's not just tradition. It's quiet science, how to make Japanese protein foods work in an American kitchen. You might be thinking, all of that sounds lovely, but I've never made miso soup or natto in my life. Don't worry, you're not alone. The good news is you don't need to be a sushi chef or shop at a specialty store to eat like the Japanese. With just a few smart swaps and a gentle mindset shift, you can bring these healing foods into your daily routine, right from your American kitchen. Start with what's familiar and add gently. Instead of overhauling your entire diet, begin with one small, Japanese-inspired meal per day. For example, breakfast could be a simple miso soup using instant miso paste, available at most grocery stores. Soft tofu and a sprinkle of dried seaweed. You can boil water, right? Then you can make miso soup. Add a soft-boiled egg or a piece of whole grain toast, and suddenly you have a meal that blends East and West beautifully. Where to find the ingredients? Most chain grocery stores in the US now carry essentials like tofu, usually in the refrigerated section near produce, miso paste, sometimes in the international or organic aisle, frozen edamame, great plant protein, quick to steam, green onions, ginger, garlic, all staples in both cultures, canned or frozen salmon, affordable, accessible, and versatile stores like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, or even Walmart are expanding their selection of Asian ingredients. And if you prefer online shopping, sites like Amazon or Asian grocers like H-Mart deliver nationwide. Make it your own. Don't worry about making it authentic. The Japanese way is more about intention than perfection. Can't find natto? Try a small portion of fermented sauerkraut with tofu and rice for a similar probiotic protein combination. Not sure about raw fish? Start with canned tuna, mixed with miso and green onion. Spread on toast. Even something as simple as adding miso to soup, tofu to salad, or a soft-boiled egg to breakfast can shift your nutrition gently towards strength. Story time. One change, big results. Carolyn, 68, from North Carolina, started having miso soup and an egg for breakfast after watching a documentary on Okinawan longevity. Within a month, she noticed her digestion improved, and she stopped feeling that mid-morning energy crash. I didn't expect much, she said, but now it's my favorite part of the day. I feel like I'm doing something kind for myself. 5. Protein foods adults should avoid. Not all protein is created equal, especially when it comes to aging bodies. In the West, we're often told to eat more protein, without much guidance on which kinds support long-term strength versus which may cause hidden harm. Let's explore 5 protein-rich foods that many older adults turn to, but may actually slow muscle recovery, increase inflammation, or strain digestion. And of course, we'll look at better alternatives from the gentle wisdom of Japanese cuisine. 1. Processed meats. Bacon, sausage, and deli cuts. They're convenient. They're tasty, but they come at a cost. Bacon, sausage, ham, and deli meats may be high in protein, but they're also high in sodium, preservatives, and nitrates. These chemicals can increase inflammation, raise blood pressure, and even contribute to chronic conditions like heart disease and kidney strain. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that higher consumption of processed meats was linked to lower muscle quality and increased frailty in adults over 65. Try this instead. Grilled salmon, miso, marinated tofu, or even a soft-boiled egg with a sprinkle of sea salt and sesame oil. It's just as flavorful without the chemical burden. 2. High-dose whey protein powders. Protein shakes sound like a quick fix, but as we age, more is not always better, especially when it comes in powder form. Many protein supplements are formulated for bodybuilders, not for seniors. They often include 30 to 50 grams of protein per serving, far more than your body can absorb in one sitting. The excess. It may strain the kidneys, cause bloating, or simply pass through unused. Try this instead. A warm bowl of miso soup with tofu and wakame offers digestible protein, plus hydration and gut support. Or enjoy a light rice bowl with natto or a poached egg, balanced and easy. 3. Salted or canned beans with high sodium beans are a great plant-based protein, but only when prepared well. Canned or heavily salted beans can contain up to 500–800 milligrams of sodium per serving. That much salt can cause fluid retention, increased blood pressure, and interfere with nutrient absorption. Worse, older adults with slower kidney function may find it harder to process that sodium, leading to swelling or fatigue. Try this instead. Opt for plain tofu, steamed edamame, or home-cooked beans rinsed thoroughly. In Japan, dishes like hiyayako, cold tofu, or warm soy-based soups give you the same protein, without the salt load. 4. Heavy cheese, a hidden digestive burden. Yes, cheese has protein, but it also has saturated fat, cholesterol, and lactose, which many older adults gradually lose the ability to digest. Regular consumption of cheddar, cream cheese, or processed cheese slices can lead to constipation, bloating, and sluggishness, all enemies of healthy aging. And because it's calorie-dense, it can displace healthier proteins from your plate without really supporting muscle maintenance. Try this instead. Silken tofu blended with a little miso can mimic creamy textures without the heaviness. Or enjoy chawanmushi, Japanese steamed egg custard, for a warm, protein-rich bite that's easy on digestion. 5. Charred red meats, a muscle recovery killer. Grilled steaks with blackened edges may taste great, but they're loaded with AGEs, advanced glycation end products, which form when food is cooked at high heat, especially with fat and sugar. AGEs have been linked to inflammation, joint stiffness, and tissue damage, which work against everything we're trying to do when rebuilding muscle. Red meat in moderation isn't inherently bad, but when it's overcooked or charred, it becomes harder to digest and more likely to damage rather than nourish. Try this instead. Lightly grilled mackerel, steamed chicken breast with ginger, or broiled tofu, glazed with soy sauce and mirin. All the umami, none of the AGEs. Listen to your body. How to adjust portion and timings after 500 words. One of the quiet superpowers of the Japanese diet isn't just what people eat, but how they listen to their bodies as they eat. In Western culture, we often eat with the clock, the portion size, or the calories in mind. But in Japan, especially among older adults, meals are guided by a more intuitive rhythm. One of the most powerful phrases you'll hear is "harahachibun mi." It means eat until you are 80% full. This wisdom, passed down through generations, encourages people to stop eating just before they feel full, giving the body time to catch up, preventing overloading the stomach and allowing digestion to work gently. Why this matters more after 60, as we age, our metabolism slows. Our ability to digest large meals decreases, and hormones that regulate hunger and fullness may not work as clearly as they once did. Eating too much at once, especially late in the day, can lead to indigestion, poor sleep, nighttime bathroom trips, morning fatigue, slower muscle recovery. Meanwhile, eating smaller meals, spaced out more evenly, supports muscle growth and energy balance. It also helps stabilize blood sugar and avoid that afternoon crash many people know all too well. A Japanese-inspired approach to meal timing. 1. Start the day warm and light. A small bowl of miso soup with tofu, a boiled egg, and green tea can wake up digestion gently and provide early protein for muscle maintenance. 2. Midday nourishment. This can be your most substantial meal. Try grilled fish, rice, a side of greens, and some pickled vegetables. Balanced, but not heavy. 3. Afternoon reset. A light snack of edamame, soft fruit, or warm tea with a rice cracker keeps energy stable without overfilling. 4. Gentle dinner. Eaten early. Something like chawanmushi, steamed egg custard, a few pieces of simmered tofu, or clear soup with mushrooms. The goal is easy digestion, restful sleep, and gentle recovery overnight. Combine nutrition with gentle movement. The Japanese way to rebuild. 400 words. You've nourished your body. Now it's time to move, not with intensity, but with intention. In Japan, older adults don't exercise the way many Westerners imagine it. You won't often see them lifting weights at the gym or running marathons. Instead, movement is woven gently into the rhythm of daily life, soft, consistent, and deeply effective. Let's look at how movement and food work together to support strong, stable muscles, especially after 60. Start with breath and posture. Before walking or stretching, Japanese elders often begin their mornings with deep breathing or light radio taiso, a national movement routine broadcast on the radio since the 1920s. It includes gentle arm circles, toe touches, and standing twists. Just 3 minutes a day can improve balance, joint mobility, and circulation, all of which help your body use the protein you've eaten more efficiently. Try this. Stand near a window, take 5 slow breaths, raise your arms gently above your head, and roll your shoulders back. That's movement. That's medicine. Walking with awareness. In Okinawa, the island known for some of the world's longest living people, elders often walk to the market, through their gardens, or simply around their neighborhood. They walk slowly, but daily. Even just 15 minutes after a meal can improve blood sugar regulation, reduce stiffness, and signal your muscles to start rebuilding. You don't need fancy shoes, you need consistency, and maybe a view that makes you smile. Food plus movement equals recovery. When you pair a protein-rich meal with gentle movement shortly after, you signal your body, repair, rebuild. The amino acids from your food find their way more easily into your muscles when the blood is flowing and the tissues are active, even just a little. It's not about burning calories, it's about activating life. A final image to hold on to. Picture a quiet street in Kyoto. An elderly woman, no taller than 5 feet, carries a small shopping bag filled with tofu, miso, and greens. She walks home slowly, steps steady, breath even. Her back is straight, her face relaxed. She's not trying to get fit, she's simply living well. And her body, like yours, responds beautifully to kindness. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be this. You are not too old to rebuild, not too weak, not too late. Your body is still listening. All it needs is a new kind of conversation. In Japan, strength isn't measured in muscles, but in movement, softness, and continuity. It's in the warm bowl of soup you make for yourself, the slow walk after breakfast, the decision to eat until you're almost full, not stuffed. It's in the small choices, done again and again, with care. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need a new diet, a new supplement, or a new identity. What you need is a rhythm that your body can trust, a way of eating that feels like home, a way of moving that feels like peace, a way of aging that feels like living. So start gently. Start today. And if this video gave you even a small feeling of hope, I'd love to know, what change will you make this week to support your strength. Share it in the comments. I read every one. Until next time, keep going, one breath at a time.